What is up, guys? It's me, your boy Skelly G, coming at you from H Town, and here, not by my side, but with me, I have.
Uh, I'm Cheese Bizzles. I'm also from University of Houston, and I'm glad to be commentating uh, this Div 7 match between ReefRush and CSUDH Gold today on this fine Saturday evening.
There's no better way to spend your Saturday evening than by watching people play Splatoon or playing Splatoon yourself. But either way, you're in for plenty of squiddy goodness. We're watching ReefRush versus CSUDH. Right? Do you have any experience with the opposing team, Cheese?
Uh, I don't know. I actually not very informed about the other team. I know a couple Splatoon players from California. They got a really strong scene down there. Lots of lands, good community. Um, I'm not I'm not familiar with any of these particular players, but they do come from a strong region for sure.
Yeah, no, and especially they're all relatively close on the coast. All the big cities. So I imagine it's easier for them to go ahead and get met up together and stuff. But
Yeah,
we have our own Reef Rush going up against CSU. That's California State University. Um, I This was actually supposed to be their week one match, but they rescheduled. Um, do you do you have any predictions for how it's going to go? Whether or not our team's going to clean up, or maybe they're going to give us a run for our money?
yeah. I mean, for the sake of the match, I will set my own personal bias aside, but everyone on ReefRush, those are my goats. I all my favorite people. They are very lovely. I hope they win, but I
Not
will keep my
nearly,
bias aside.
not
And then,
nearly as lovely as you are, Cheese. Not nearly as
oh,
lovely as you are, my goat.
thank you, Skelly.
But no, yeah, we're they're actually coming off of their week two win, Refresh. They won 4-1. It looked a little hairy there. It went back and forth, but they were able to bring it back. So it'll be interesting to see what lessons they took from yesterday's game and what they're gonna do moving forward. Are they gonna one day is really not much time to put any changes into fruition, but we can at least see them start to have a different mentality about things.
Yeah, and here we have our map list for this week. Starting off with Umami Zones. Um, a pretty standard, even map. It feels like almost Pokemon Stadium 2 esque. In for all those Smash players out there, ugh, hate those guys. But um, very neutral stage. Definitely favors a lot of like AOE if either team has some of that to pull out. Um, but yeah, what do you have any comments on the map list, Skelly?
I starting off with zones, Refresh self-admittedly, they struggle with zones, so I wonder what changes they're going to make. I actually advised them a little bit as to what you know. Uh, but we'll see whether or not they're able to make anything happen. We're getting into the match right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started.
The Inkline Tri-Stringer is really interesting for Refresh, and the other team, three Booyah Bombs coming out from CSUDH. They're just happy to Booyah all over the place, having a great
They
time.
really just want to get that turf going for sure. Looks like for right now, wow, okay, really strong start from
CSUDH, be
yeah,
down.
yeah, getting the numbers advantage early. We'll see whether or not our refresh can bring it back. Over here, the Bluga tries to take down Grenade on the D-Tab, fails, but the D-Tab then falls to what looks like the Octoshock.
Yeah, Juan doing a good job at holding down numbers for CSU. Um, in the right zone, or Refresh capping his zone. There's a scuffle. Uh, CSU takes it.
Yeah, it looks like a Dudinator over here is on the side, flanking from behind, trying to make something happen, but he falls to the Glugas, or maybe that's the Glugas switch, but fell. They're able to maintain control. ReefRush is having a really hard time right now getting in, and it looks like they're sticking true to the expectation of platform being in a rougher mode.
Yeah.
Dooley's trying to make something happen, but eats a right.
Juan surviving on just a lick of health, getting around Ace's bow shot.
Trying to make something happen. Trying to push a little bit of a curve. They're pretty readily taken down. It doesn't seem like that created much of a smoke screen, and
here comes the battle arrow spray. Battle arrow spray coming in, making a play.
Yeah, able to take down is Rowlett's not going to try and fight Juan on that booyah, just going straight. And ooh, Ralph falls to the Aerospray. It looks like this Aerospray is out for blood somehow. It's certainly an interesting thing to start with.
Yeah,
we see
CSUDH has strong control.
Trying to keep everything going, trying to hold them off. They were able to take control for just a moment and were able to actually tick down by 17. And right now they have the numbers advantage. Are they going to be able to convert this into anything? It looks like right now they're even in terms of numbers. Rowlett pushing. Oh, almost gets a trade. Survives with the sliver of health. Pushing in Dudinator. Oh, getting one. Is he going to be able to get the wipe? Not.
Here comes the dude. Can't stop the dude. He just keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bow holding down for hopefully if you're a ReefRush, you're really hoping for a solid hold here.
They're able to take lead. Interestingly enough, the Aerospray tries to get going on his reign of terror once more, but is shut down by 2, turning the corner to meet 2 of ReefRush. Right now the zone is picking down. They're able to keep lead and keep running down lead. We'll see whether or not Dudinator is able to keep him out so that they can perhaps get a knockout, question mark. And he is not able to take out the S-Blast, but it looked like Aaron was able to clean up after the fact. Rowlett taking on 2, falling, but it might not be it. That might be it for them either way.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, with that, ReefRush closes out game 1. Good stuff, both teams.
It definitely looked a little hairy there for a moment, but they were able to bring it back from there. Was there any particular plays that you saw that stood out to you as turning the tide or being something that maybe changed the game?
I just wanted not necessarily, but one thing I just wanted to comment on. I thought it was really fun and cool. That Aerospray player was out for blood. Juan has hands. That guy, or they were going crazy. I'm big Juan fan. I'm already convinced. This guy, they might be the GOAT. I love to see.
You have to love anybody that's going crazy on unorthodox weapons like the Aerospray. I know you like the Slosher Deco, and some people call you crazy for that. So it's hard not to sympathize with people that are carrying your torch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And honestly, the whole comp from CSUDH was something that was really, it stood out to me pretty quickly. As far as specials, they are really doubling down on the strategy of displacement with their specials. They have 3 Booyah Bombs and a triple ink strike. So I kind of like the idea in a way of like, if you can just set so much space away that people just can't stand in, then you can just take back with sheer space. We'll see how that works out for our next map on, or if they make any adjustments on Robo Ramen Rainmaker.
Yeah, Rainmaker is a fun mode to and it seems like they were able to get it together. The ReefRush lost last night only zone game that was played, so it's nice to see that they were able to bring it back. Maybe it was just the map specifically that was. You said this map was a little neutral. We'll see if Ramen gives them a chance. I know a lot of them. Durinator loves to come in on those flanks and really get into the deep of it. So Ramen has a lot of verticality and a lot of opportunity and a lot of routes to come in.
Yeah, I mean, lots of routes around mid, but everything's just kind of chokes up at the elbow where the checkpoint is. So um, we'll see what adjustments they make to get around that. And oh, there are significant comp changes coming out from CSUDH Gold. Um, yeah, the haunt on the splatter shot, interesting. I think that's kind of neat. You can see people kill him with the Zuka and get the nice respawn punisher. Also, the
Uh,
Doubtful Duel coming up. Sorry.
the Yeah, we're seeing the Tetris falls to start, right? And a commanding stamp throw from ReefRush. Are they going to be able to get the wipe? Yeah, they get the wipe and they get checked. This is really huge for them. A little delayed, so they're not going to have a crazy amount of time to capitalize on this. We see the dry strike come out to try and stop the push, and it succeeds. They do successfully stop the push.
Oh,
Now we're down to the lonely ace. Looks like she's falling back to go ahead and give jump, which I think is definitely a smart move.
hmm and also interestingly, we see the switch from Dudinator to the Wellstring. Definitely a strong choice in this mode, being put to great success right there. Um, popping the shield and his Ultra Stamp and moving up.
Yeah, we saw early on that Dudenator also got two with the Ultra Stamp throw, so Dudenator is no slouch on any of the weapons that he plays. See if he can. And another
Wow,
hammer throw.
yeah, multi-talented individual, making great use of all the new weapons added to Splatoon 3. But
You see, Aaron jumps in and dives for it, pushing him a little further past his team. Looks like he took the time not to jump in here and is trying to make something happen. Dunator trying to shred the Rainmaker. They are going to need. Oh, they get popping, get two down for it. This is huge. Are
yeah,
they going to get another
massive
wipe?
streak coming out from Dude. Um, wow, that's a quad.
That's a
This
delayed
this
wipe.
Wellstring at Wellstring, really powerful in this node with the highest object damage in the game, second to none. Um, here comes the flank from Char. Let's see if they. Oh wow, um, really dominant stop coming out from CSUDH.
Yeah, it
Let's see
seemed
if they
like
can cap.
Aaron was trying to go ahead and distract them, but unfortunately it didn't quite pan out. They're coming back with a counter push of their own. It looks like.
Yeah, with the good, great defensive play from both sides, making sure they can stop pushes before they get out of control. Holding their checkpoints um, quite nicely.
Yeah, we see
Aaron
Aaron
with the
here.
Reef Slider and
Yeah,
coming up and taking one down on Snipe. Char with the flank yet again. The battle ends at everybody's fighting on this team. It's nice to see.
yeah. You love to see a fast-paced game where lots of stuff is happening. Doonator coming in with Stamp, trying to make a clear path, and they're able to get the knockout. They get the KO off of Doonator's Stamp. Doonator is definitely was the MVP of last game, and it seems like there's no stopping his reign of terror for this game either.
Yeah, absolutely. The the Wellstring just proving to be such a strong choice in a mode like Rainmaker, being put to great success in that game too, putting ReefRush up 2-0 over CSUDH Gold.
That Stamp was definitely a menace for the enemy team. You know that they felt it. There was plenty of times where he went on a one, two, three. One time he even went on a quad. Um, you know, got a didn't quite get the wipe out. It was a little too delayed, but that Stamp and that Wellstring were certainly a terror on the enemy team.
Yeah, for sure. Um, we'll see if I I do expect that the in our next game the Wellstring will be put away because it is typically more of a Rainmaker choice, but I almost want to keep seeing it because it did so strongly into their team. CSUDH might have to look for an answer to something like that in the future because Wellstring, a lot of their short range weapons have kind of a difficult time playing around all of Wellstring's area denial and mid range strength. Um, we'll see what happens with stuff like that.
For sure,
Um,
yeah, it's definitely speaking myself as a carbon main, I've had my fair share of being frustrated with the stringers and trying to get around them. So I definitely feel the short range. Uh, well, we're looking. Looks like we have Delfoncino tower control up next. Do you have any predictions for whether or not there's going to be another crazy comp change on either side?
mm, I mean, I would expect if I were a betting person, I would expect some kind of change coming out from CSUDH, considering that they had an S-Blast player on game 1, and that Booyah Bomb plus the main weapon of S-Blast is just so dominant on a mode like this at holding the first check area and really stalling out, uh, threatening the top defensive positions when you're pushing onto their plat. I would expect to see an S-Blast, but it's really hard to say because I'm not too familiar with everyone on their team, but we may see a comp change to accommodate something like that. Um,
Yeah, there are plenty of ledges here, so blasters are super powerful for bringing a camp to ledges and be able to keep the back lines out. We're getting into here. We're seeing Detonator return back to the decav. We're seeing the
oh, and a
S
roller.
double dually. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, double dually, kind of a fun choice. And we have the S Bus 92 with the Reef Slider. Um, oh, and Dudenator coming out with the flank, finding one uh, early numbers advantage coming out. AJ doing his best to hold the left side, backing up a little bit.
It looks like Ace was really putting that turf down and forcing them out. Juan, what are we gonna have happen here? Ooh, Juan taking out Ace. AJ coming in here, but popping that bubbler on the tower to make sure they come through with uncontested. Ghastly and Rowlet over here fighting it out on the side. These dualies are you imagine they're here to keep up pressure, but ReefRush is over here being able to flank in behind and keep the pressure up on their own terms as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, Guess you finding a bubble. Oh, the tiny baby bubble. Cut off by the spinner. Still doing its job of holding down the tower. Um, Juan gets a second bubble up in mid. Uh, the second bubble
Really,
has hit the towers. Um,
really, really unfortunate placement of the bubbler. They're going to get points on the board for this push, but it looks like Push is able to shut him out. There's only one left on the field. Are they going to get the wipe? No wipe here. Dudenator trying to put some pressure on the S Blast. Getting Aaron. Dudenator not able to convert. Let's see whether or not. Ooh, gets the S Blast, which was a real thorn in the side for the rest of the team. So that's going to be huge. There's only the Dowsers left, and the Dowsers trying to come up from behind. Dudenator continuing to mow down all who stand in his way. Missing the fizzy bomb on the tower. Is
Ace doing their best to CSUDH taking back the tower. Aaron holding down with the triple splashdown. Unfortunately, goes down to Juan. And it looks like that's going to be a successful defense from CSUDH. We'll see how they do retaking it. Here comes the Reef Slider, chipping Ace down, but doesn't get as much as they hoped, I'm sure. Um,
they have control of the tower yet again. Dudenator coming from behind, being able to try and get him out of here. And it looks like they succeed. They don't. They're even in numbers right now. KJ trying to make something happen. Rowlet trying to get going on the KJ, being able to successfully force him out and get back on the tower. Here we swap back to Dudenator's perspective, and guess what he's up to? Being a menace.
yeah, uh, getting ready to set up a bubble super far onto the enemy plat. We'll see if CSUDH has a response with the triple link strikes from the Dowser, maybe? Oh, unfortunately, the Dowser goes down. But
Detonator
AJ,
hopping out looks like, and trying to. They're it looks like they're coming back to hit the tower. That bubbler was definitely really massive. Falls to KJ.
down. Char on the S West 92 goes down, unfortunately. KJ doing a good job at holding his defensive positions on top left. Ghastly with the Dowser Doolies making plays, riding the tower, pushing Ace out with the long range paint of the Dowser Doolies, farming the next triple link strike.
I'm definitely a fan of the Dowsers. Before picking up the Tetras, I used to hit those, and we're seeing them used to great effect. They're definitely turning around to be able to keep ReefRush out with that range, and try and maybe keep Detonator on his heels a little bit. Are they going to be able to make something happen here?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Aaron, and goes down to KJ in the Dooley Ditto. Finds another. KJ's on fire. Has aura. Close to bubble. Strong offensive position. You're really hoping to take this all the way if you're CSUDH.
there we're cutting down to like the last 30 seconds, so definitely you want to make something happen right now if it's going to happen. And it looks like they might be able to bust it out. Rowlett coming in, forcing them off the tower, being like, no, not yet, we are not quite done here. But
And
Char
Char finding relevant picks. Takes down Detonator to the triple ink strikes. Char holding the spinner with the powerful AoE of the S 92. This is gonna come down to the last second. Ghastly takes back the tower just in time. Rowlett holding down tower. And they, unfortunately, our friend on the Dowser duty is unable to make the clutch. But very good attempt from CSUDH at the end. They had a lot of strong offensive power right there. Unfortunately, not able to convert off, giving ReefRush a strong 3-0 position going into Game 4.
For a second there, I really thought they had it. They were doing a great job of keeping the pressure up, and not to disparage Reef Rush's playing, but they were making some mistakes, and those mistakes were starting to add up, and they were falling quite a bit. And for a second, you almost thought they were going to be able to throw it around. What adjustments do you think they could have made to maybe not put themselves in quite so precarious a position, Cheese?
Um, I I like the plays that I like some of the decisions they were making, sending players like Aaron behind to give angles to their pressure on the tower. But I think leaving Ace all alone on plat at the very end of the game was a little bit risky. Really could have spiraled out of control had CSUDH properly capitalized on uh, on a decision like that. Uh, Interesting stuff coming out. I do not hate the plays that ReefRush was making. Looks like we're going back to look at the maps. We got crab leg clams coming out. Um, this is definitely a map that prioritizes long range weapons for sure. But also weapons that can control, like, I keep coming back to the game one comp about with the booyah bombs and the triple ink strikes. Specials like those are very strong on a map like this, since uh, plat right under the basket is such an easy place to clump up, and using your specials to take the really strong top graded areas can really help uh, flesh out your push, flesh out your defense. Um, I would expect to see the Dowser Doolies come out again. They were doing great work for CSUDH, and they have a lot of the strengths that um, are so important on crowd instance. Yep. And we are getting into game number 4. Looks like the Super Chumps coming out from ReefRush, and ooh, yeah, there were significant comp changes coming out. Um,
We're seeing double brush. That's definitely interesting. They got rid of the dowsers, which is funny because you said that they you imagined they were going to keep the dowsers, but in return they have a crab headed. Let's see what they're able to convert here. Maybe they're trying to do a mobility rush down kind of deal. Aaron falling to that auto bomb, but it doesn't seem like that's going to matter much because Reef Rush has the numbers advantage. They're definitely pretty handily being able to take turf here and keep the pressure up.
yeah, the heavy edit splatling coming out on both teams. Both teams value the quick movement on the great stat. The heavy edit being put in display by the heavy edit Ditto. Um, Ace coming out on top. Um, and
Interestingly, I saw that they had thermal ink. They were tracking Ace for a while there. You were talking about how that's a little interesting earlier, and we're seeing we'll see how that works out for them. Whether or not it was worth the shirt main. They break. They get to break. Let's see. They don't seem to have a lot of clam economy, so I don't think they're going to be able to convert this to anything massive. But
here comes Swan looking for one more clam, drawing a lot of attention from ReefRush, really taking advantage of the mobility that Brush has to offer on a node like this. Going down to Dudenator, unfortunately, though. Dudenator strong as
Coordinator
ever.
coming in here saying no, no siree, not today, not on my watch. Y'all are not going to get the and they one of the brushes slipped by, and it does seem like they're gonna get the lead. They had a little more clan economy than ReefRush did whenever they broke their barrier. We'll see going on a double, going on a triple.
Yeah,
Are they going to be able to get the wipe? This is massive for the brush. This is a really bad position for ReefRush. There's a power clam, and they get the power clam in, getting a 49-point push. Let's see if they're able to convert much more off of it.
yeah. That really goes to show really the decision making coming from CSUDH of taking the double brush to use the incredible mobility that brushes have on the grates, coming out in spades, um, really capitalizing on the strength of their comp, getting people behind. Char holding down the plat, finding a pick on Dudenator, um, sending in the chumps uh,
It definitely
from
looks like ReefRush is starting to gear up for another push. They're definitely taking territory. They're poking, they're tipping, they're trying to make something happen. Let's see whether or not they can maybe have a push with some decent clam economy behind it. They
uh,
weren't able to convert last time. Are they going to be able to make something happen this time? But we see Juan tries to stop them, is not able to break anything out, and Aaron,
Aaron.
makes
Wow, the Reef
something
Slider does
happen.
an excellent job at breaking open the offense for their push. Um, Dudenator trading down with the Octobrush, taking the lead. Oh, here comes up another Power Clam. Um, giving ReefRush a very strong lead
They're
going into
able
the last
to
90 seconds of this game.
Yeah, they're able to get a 31 point, or no, far more than that, actually. They're able to get 71 points off of that one push. It looks like they heard me talking about, hey, you don't have any clams on that last push. You weren't able to convert, and they're like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you that we're able to get something going. But it looks like CSU gets a wipe, and they're likewise going to show ReefRush that they have something to prove. They're saying no, it's not over yet. This game is not over. We're gonna go ahead and get as many clams as we can in here. It looks like now they're the ones without any clam economy though. This Kraken not being able to convert much. They get one clam in, extending the basket, but it looks like that's it. They're pushed out. They have no clam.
Yeah, and it's going to be a scramble for if you're CSUDH. It's very important that somebody on your team manages to get another power clam going. And only 30 seconds left on the clock. Someone needs to gather a ball, or else overtime isn't gonna even give you a chance.
It seems like they don't have any clam economy at all. All of CSU has one singular clam. Looks like the dualies are going ahead and building up, maybe gearing up for something. The brush
Yeah,
pushes way deep in, but is completely forced out.
yeah,
The
Ghastly
Ghoulies,
dropping his clams to the triple splashdown.
again,
Um,
not what you want to see with 5 seconds left on the clock. That might be a deadly mistake to make here. Are they going to be able to make a? They do not.
Unfortunate loss to time coming out from CSUDH, but the refresh, uh, rushing through this set in a timely manner with a swift 4-0. Um, yeah, good
That
stuff to
that
both teams.
that triple splash at the end when the Ghoulies were the only ones that had clams was definitely the death knell of that game for CSU. We saw the Octobrush come in trying to clean up and maybe pick up those clams, but ReefRush was there to keep them gridiron locked out. It was a really great game. I mean, you saw a great showing, and even though it ended up being a 4-0, there was plenty of times where CSU seemed like they were going to be able to bring it back.
Yeah, really back and forth in a game like that. I think, yeah, the Inkbrush and the Octobrush uh, gave CSUDH lots of opportunities to um, make some distractions and um, take key positions, but unfortunately, just maybe the lack of range on such a map uh, like Crab Leg on most of their frontline weapons came back to bite them in the end. Um, but good stuff to refresh. 2-0 in their season at the moment, unless I'm misinformed. Um,
That is correct.
yeah. Say what?
3-0?
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah. Our good friend just informed us that they're 3-0, even better than I uh had thought. Good stuff to the refresh. Um,
at the top of the season, whenever seeding came out, there was some grumblings from ReefRush being like, "Hey, we're definitely above Div 7." And I don't know if you remember, if you guys watched the stream, they were like, "Oh, if you guys think you're in the wrong div, prove it." And we see ReefRush coming out here being like, "I take your challenge, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I'm gonna show you that we were misseeded. We deserve to be higher." And they're making really strong showings so far.
a really compelling argument to their case coming out from refresh. Um, yeah, and with the set coming to a close, um, I think I'm going to um, I'm ready to call it here. Good stuff to both teams. CSUDH played very well, but Refresh came out on top at the end. Um, that I'm Cheese, and it's been great. I'm gonna head out. Goodbye, chat. See ya.
It's your boy Skelly G also signing off. Great job to everybody that participated today. Well, we'll hope you guys will catch us for maybe some of the other matches that we're going to stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. Y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.